All right, I've looked at several wireless microphone systems here on the channel, mostly in the budget realm, although I do have some professional equipment. That's what a lot of people want to see, and I know what it's like looking for stuff. But today we're going to step it up a little bit. We're going to take a look at the new Rode Wireless Pro. Welcome back, I'm Tony. I actually do run a photo, video, and voiceover business. That's my day job, I guess you'll call it. And I do have some very nice, expensive microphones. In fact, most of the time when I'm using this in-studio camera, I'm using a Shure wireless microphone system that I've had for years. It's bulky, it's metal, but it works well. Not the greatest for content creation, so if I'm out using a smaller camera or I'm using my phone or something like that, I have to rely on other microphone systems. So I started looking at budget stuff, and I think a lot of people, they're on a budget. And while there are some pretty good options out there, the best one that I found was I think $125 to $150. So if you want to step up your game when it comes to video, Rode is where it's at. They've built a name, and that's because they make quality products, especially for video production. In fact, I've got a Rode Video Mic Pro that I use for video work, if you know, shotgun type mic. So when Rode contacted me and asked me if I wanted to check out their new Wireless Pro, as they say on the website, premium wireless microphone system, I was like, heck yeah. So this is not an inexpensive microphone system, nor is it cheap. You know, it's not cheaply made, and it has a ton of features. The MSRP on it is $399. If you search, I found it on B&H for $367. Now there are a ton of tutorials that are really, really long that go through every single feature of this. I'm kind of looking at this more as a review of how I would use it, and I'll give you a good idea of how to navigate it and all that stuff. I'll tell you this, it's easiest to use the app, whether you're using it on a computer or your phone. The only downside is that you have to plug the case with all three units into one of those two in order to really get the use out of it. But, you know, pre-planning, right? So a quick summation from their website, it says the Wireless Pro is the ultimate wireless microphone packed full of powerful features that offer incredible flexibility for recording pristine audio for your content. Never lose a take with 32-bit float onboard recording. So with 32-bit, you've got pristine audio on the onboard, so it records directly to this. If I hit the little button right here, and you see that little red light that came on there, now it's recording that. It records it right to this with 32 gigabytes of storage. Keep all your video and audio flawlessly synchronized with timecode and capture incredible sounding content effortlessly with intelligent gain assist technology. The Wireless Pro delivers everything you could possibly want from a compact wireless microphone system and much more. It uses state-of-the-art Series IV 2.4 gigahertz digital transmission and proprietary near zero latency codec with 128-bit encryption. Delivers crystal clear, incredibly stable audio with a range of up to 260 meters. Wireless audio you can rely on in almost any recording application. And they say on here the Ultimate Pro Recording Kit. I gotta say, this thing has just everything. You're gonna see in just a second, everything you're gonna need. So I'll put a link down in the description so you can go look at the website for yourself. Like I said, I'm using this in a much more simple manner than using it for, you know, like a movie shoot or a commercial shoot or something like that, but it can do either. So let's go ahead and see what we've got inside the box, take a look at all the different parts, see how they work, and then I'll take it out for a couple demos, come back and give you my final impressions. Alrighty, this is what we're talking about today, the Wireless Pro, compact wireless microphone system from Rode. Very comprehensive package we got going on here. 32-bit float recording, timecode sync, and more. And it has more than I will probably ever use. In the past, I did a lot of TV commercials and stuff. Might have needed it more for that, but for my uses, more for social media content and stuff, it has more than I'll ever need. So it's pretty cool. Of course, the image over here shows them with professional video recording equipment. There are two lavaliers included. Works with cameras and smartphones, which is great because I use a combination of both. Here's the back of the box. If you want to read that, you can go ahead and pause that. I'll leave it up here for a second. So obviously I had to caveman this box open. It's like kind of glued shut or something like that, but I did get it open. Inside of the box, you're going to find these two packages. This cable, which is 5 gigabits and 60 watts. So it's kind of a special USB-C cable. The Wireless Pro Quick Start Guide, which is, well, it's very simple. If you're using this for content creation and things like that, well, that pretty much tells you everything you're gonna need. There's also a desktop app and a smartphone app. All right, so this one right here, we're gonna look at this package in just a second. This package here, open that up. Up here in the top, we have a couple of cables here. This is a USB-C cable. And then we've got USB-C to Lightning, in case you're an iPhone user. And then you'd use that for your camera. Now there is desiccant in the package. I actually keep it in there because you never know. We have a lot of humidity here. These little things right here, these are clips that are going to go onto your transmitters, and they're magnets. All right, so this goes onto the clip of the transmitter, and you could either clip it onto your clothes or it magnetizes on there, and that's a nice hardy magnet on there. Even riding an electric skateboard, I don't have to worry about them coming off, and they clip right onto that mesh. There's two of them, of course. Flip that up here. Got a microfiber cloth. There are two lavalier mics inside of here, and a separate manual for the lavalier mics, regulatory and safety guide that is. These are the flat type lavalier mics. And then below that, we've got windscreens for those mics. There's little clips for them and extra parts. Then underneath there, we have all the windscreens. There are 4 different windscreens in here. I can't tell, this looks like it's bigger than that one. I don't know. Okay, I see the difference now. We've got the ovals there, and those would slide in like that. Okay, and then these are the round ones, and those go onto the actual transmitters. Hadn't really noticed that before. And it fits all nicely back into the case just like that. And these cases are rubberized. They've got a good texture to them. They seem really solid. All right, well, let's see the star of the show here. Open this up. Oh, yeah. So you've got your receiver and 2 transmitters. Before we do that, you'll see you've got a USB back here, and there's an LED light right there. So that will help you when you're charging it to know whether it's charged. I hit this button once, it's showing green, so that means it is fully charged. The case is. And this case, I can't remember how many charges it holds, but I'll put that up on the screen, what they indicate that it holds for all 3 of these pieces. And then we've got your receiver. And neither one of these are activated right now, so this is not moving. Pull this out of here, and now that is activated. And you'll see you've got 2 battery meters here, one for the receiver, one for the transmitter. Shows you the signal strength on that as well. So we would just push the clip up like that. We're just going to slide that on, and then that goes on there like that. So you'd put this, on your shirt, this go inside your shirt, and boom. All right, and then when we pull this one out, they automatically turn on, but you can turn them on individually as well. And now we've got both microphones working. So you can see mic 1, and mic 2, all right? And then once you put this one back in here, now you see that one is turned off and it's just this one. So pretty cool. Now this is not exactly a tutorial video. I mean, there are a ton of these out there that are 20, 30 minutes long to go through all the tutorial facts on these things. So I'm not going to do all of that, at least not in this video. If you guys want me to do one that is a full tutorial, maybe we can do that. So as I said, each one of these mics has internal storage, 32 gigabytes. So that is plenty of storage. It's nice because you can have a backup actually on the microphone itself while you're recording to something, because if for some reason the connection wasn't good with your camera or your phone or whatever, well, you always have a backup, so that's good. Just keep in mind that the stuff that's recorded on here, if you're using special gain settings and stuff, they don't show up on this. It's just basically raw audio. That right there is where the windscreen goes on. You'll see that there's directional arrows on it. There was that little circle. You just stick it on there and twist it, and it clips right on. You can plug a regular microphone in right there. And then this button right here is actually the button to launch that recording, so you'll just hit this, and now it's recording. It's recording directly to this. And then when you're done, you can just hit this button again. And it also will tell you on the receiver that it's recording. And when we hit this button to turn it off, it turns off here and there. So that's just to indicate on here that this is actually recording. And then this button down here is actually programmable. You can tell it what you want it to do. Now on this one, it also has that little button up there. And if we hit that, then it has actually turned this microphone on to record. And I believe that if both, let's see, turn that off. All right, so now this is on. And then if we hit this, yeah, so that turns it so that it records both of these mics. So if you're doing an interview type situation, you can just have your camera person or yourself hit that button right there, and it will make all these active and working together. And of course, you've got audio on here and audio on here. 32 gigabytes per transmitter. The buttons that are down here allow you to go through the menus. So you've got auto for your gain. If we hit that, then it's dynamic, auto, gain mode. And then we could scroll through those. Gain mode camera, gain mode headphones, gain mode for gaming headset. Now, I don't always go full auto when we're talking about gain modes and things like that, but this does such a good job with it. I'm good with that. Oh, and then when you plug them back into the case, you'll see that they're charging. and they're charging from the battery that's built into that case. All right, so here's the deal. This is a very long pier. I don't know exactly how many feet it is, but I've tested all the other microphones that I've tested, well, pretty much all of them, on this pier, going all the way to the end of the pier. Let's see how well the audio picks up from this at distance. All right, so the camera is actually a good distance away from the pier itself. So I know that a lot of times when you're not in line of sight, it won't be able to pick it up, but let's go ahead and try it out. Yes, here we are at the beginning, right here in the, I guess you'd call it the atrium or whatever you call it, but here we go. Walking on down this pier, and I'll just check in with you shortly, or as we go, just so you can see how we're doing here. I'll probably forward some of this walk so we don't have to get the entire time and make a couple of stops. So checking it right here, this is about a third of the way down the pier. Can you hear me? Well, let's just keep. And I don't know if you could hear me just this second ago before I turned around here, but I did speak to the camera. Oh, and all right, my back was to the camera. I was just speaking, so I don't know if you could hear. Here, and we're almost there. Into the pier. That camera is really, really far away. If this microphone is picking this up right now, I hear you from the end of the pier. You guys catching anything today?
Not yet.
Well, keep on trying. They call it fishing, not catching. All right, so we're walking on back from the end of the pier, and it'll be interesting to see how many times my back was turned and whether you were able to hear me or not, or if you're even able to hear me right now. Camera is really far away. All right, we're going to double time this here. In fact, I don't even know if you need this part of it, unless we just want to see when the audio picks back up, because now my back is not to the camera, so I guess we'll just keep going here. Yep. It's pretty hot out here today. I've had a lot of rain, so there's a lot of humidity. Alrighty. Always an interesting test, and I get a little walk out of it, so that's good. And really, what a beautiful place to test a microphone, right? All right, so here we go. Almost back. You definitely should be able to hear me now. All right, well, I decided to do this test in a decidedly noisy environment. I've got an air conditioning unit right next to me making noise. There's lawn blowers over here on the other side of the bushes. So, question is, how well is this thing picking up my voice and taking out the rest of it? Okay, because I've got the gain assist on there and all that. So I've got both of them hooked up, and you can do this in a few different ways. It's easiest to do it with the app, whether it's on your phone or the computer, but you can also do it using the receiver, and basically you can make it so that they're either merged or they're split, or you can make it so you have a safe channel. And the safe channel records a minus 10 dB signal just in case. That way, if something gets really loud during your recording, you always have that safe channel and you can go back to that. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and just cover this microphone. So this is one of the microphones right here. I don't know if this is microphone 1 or 2, but that's the audio from that. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna cover this one. And that is the audio from that microphone at about the same level. So if you had this on 2 different people, you could use it as split. I think you get the point. So there we go. This mic system is professional all the way. It's super easy to use, even if you're not a professional. If this is the first time you've used one, you can take it right out of the box, turn them on, plug it in, and they work. And the factory settings are quite nice right out of the box. And then if you find that you need more advanced features, this has all of them. The apps are really nice, with the downside being that all the units have to be inside that case. Plug that in, and then you can work with everything. You can download them in whatever format that you want, so that's nice, at least the desktop version of it. There are some other things that you can do to manipulate the audio and make it more suitable for what your purposes are in the end. So if you recorded directly to these, again, 32 gigabytes of space on each one of the transmitters, you can take that to your computer, plug it all in, and then you can manipulate that audio in any way that you want, again, to make it perfect for your purposes. But for me, both the phone app and the desktop make changing those settings just so much easier. Now I use these mics mostly for content creation, but every once in a while I'll have a client that I've worked with in the past for commercials. I need to do a revision or something like that. So I may use some of those more advanced features, but you can use it however you want. The cool thing is that when I do e-skate, electric skateboarding, and those other kind of active stuff, I review scooters and bikes and things like that. These things work great for that. I also used it when I was recording a guitar review, and check out this little thing just to see how we got room noise out of that amp that's over there directly through this just sitting on my, sitting on my chest. I wanted to see how it does with room sound, so. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It has that intelligent gain assist, which is great. It automatically controls the levels to ensure the perfect balance. It also has multiple protections on it. So if you want to make sure that you are really getting your audio, because I've recorded stuff before on this studio camera where I'm like, oh, everything is great. And then I go to put this into the editing system and there was no audio. I was like, what did I do? Now today I actually tested that, but I could just turn on this transmitter and I would have backup audio to it. It also has that safety channel mode. So it's going to record that minus 10 dB audio as well as a safe channel. So pretty much you're protected either way. All in all, when it comes to camera gear, I've been stuck before. Like I bought a cheap tripod 2 months later. I'm like, all right, this thing isn't working for me. I got to get another one. So I buy 2 or 3 tripods before I finally go, all right, should have just bought the Manfrotto and spent the money. But that's how microphones can be too. This one is $3.99. It isn't the cheapest microphone out there. There are options for those budget things, and I do have some reviews for those on here. But if you've got the money and you're able to spend it, the Rode Wireless Pro, it is a darn good choice, man. So big thanks to Rode for reaching out to me with this microphone. I'm pretty stoked on it, and I'll be using this a ton. Get out there on the electric skateboards, the bikes, the scooters, maybe even use it in studio, I don't know. Well, I am using it now. It's versatile, it's got a ton of features, and I would definitely say it's in that pro category. Well, there we go, the Rode Wireless Pro. I want to thank you so much for your support here in the channel. It means the world to me. And the easiest way to do that is if you like what you see, give this video a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there. Notification bell as well. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Channel's been around since 2013, and it's your support that makes that happen. Oh, there's also a thanks button down below this video if you're so inclined, want to toss a couple bucks my way. It is not inexpensive to run these channels, so every penny counts. All right, sorry this video was so long. If you actually do want to see more of a tutorial on how to use the microphone, well, maybe we'll do that. Let me know down in the comments. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.